Hello everyone. Um, and my topic now is survey approach. Disadvantage and advantage of a survey approach. First, I'm gonna read.
Advantages of the survey approach over the case study approach. There are certain study of the survey approach of research over the case study approach, among which are the following. 1. Survey reveals what is typical, average, or normal against which the behavior or performance of an individual can judge or evaluated. For instance, if survey reveals that the typical kind of marriage is monogamy, then a man with two wives deviates from the standards. 2. The result of the survey may be used for prediction. This is especially true in correlation studies or even the status studies. For example, study shows that there is a significant correlation between NCEE percentile ranks and college grades. Hence, students with a high NCEE percentile rank is expected to have high grades in college work. 3. Survey makes possible the formulation of generalization because the sample has a high degree of representativeness. This is especially true if the sample is adequate and proper sampling procedures are used in the selection of the samples. 4. Survey Survey reveals problem for which timely remedial measures may be instituted. 5. It is easy to get respondents for a survey. 6. The instruments are for gathering data are easy to determine, construct, validated, and administer. The survey instruments are usually the interview schedule as well as the questionnaire, and they are very similar, if not the same in structure. Disadvantage of the survey approach or technique. Although there are advantages of the survey approach, there are also disadvantages such as following. The first three being given by Simon Trees and Trees Jr. p. 150. 1. Lack of manipulation over independent variables. 2. One cannot progressively investigate one aspect after another of the independent variable to get closer to the real cause. 3. Statistical devices are not always able to separate the effects of several independent variables when there is multivariable causation, especially when two independent variables are themselves highly associated. 4. Survey approach yields a low degree of control or there is control at all over extraneous variables. The instrument for gathering data may lack validity and reliability or adequacy. Typical of survey technique approach, the following are the type of situation, thus interests and goals, professional competence to tackle the of survey from which the researcher may select one dependent upon the work, and financial capability. Tristan Trace Jr. 1. Total population survey. The entire population is involved in the survey. 2. Sample survey. Only a sample or portion of the population is involved in the survey. 3. Social survey. The investigator the investigator researches on the attitudes and behavior of different groups of people. School survey. This is used to gather data for and about schools and to assess educational achievements and education itself. 5. Public opinion survey. This is used to gauge the reaction of people towards certain issues or persons. 6. Poll survey. This is survey in which the respondents are asked if they are voting for certain candidates in an election. This survey is used to predict the chance of winning of a certain candidate in an election. 7. Market survey. This is aimed in finding out what kind of people purchase which product and how packaging, advertising, and displaying affects buying prices and so on. Allied to this is a motivation survey in which the subject are asked why they purchase a certain commodities. 8. Evaluation survey. The, sur- the, research, the researchers look back to see what has been accomplished and with a critical eye evaluates the results whether they are satisfactory or not, with the end in view of making improvements. 9. Comparative survey. In this survey, the results from two different groups, techniques, and procedures are compared. This may be used also to compare the effectiveness of a new procedure with an old one or with standards or two new procedures may be compared. 10. Short-term survey. In this survey, data are collected over a period of weeks, months, or even years, but the period should be less than 5 years. 11. Long-term survey. Any survey conducted for more than 5 years is a long-term survey. The best example in the survey made by Thurman about exceptional children. It lasted nearly 30 years. Thurman studied his subject during their academic careers and through their academic life to find it if gifted children accomplish any more than normal children. A difficulty with this type of survey is the attrition of the subject through sickness, death, moving to the other places, refusal to participate any longer in other causes. Uh, Change of attitude due to maturation and education has to be considered also a difficulty plus the high cost involved. 12. Longitude survey. This is almost the same as the long-term survey. An example of this is the practice of economists to use time series analysis in which they compare data collected to present with data that were collected sometime in the past. 13. Cross-section survey. In this type of survey, several groups in various stages of involvement are studied simultaneously in studying the effects of smoking for a period of 20 years. 14. Job analysis survey. This provides information on the general duties and responsibilities of workers, their education, training, experiences, salaries, types of knowledge and skills, and other that help administrators or managers in setting up training program and recruitment policies. 15. Community survey. This survey provides information on the various aspects of the community, employment, uh, education, economic resources, delinquency, family, population, and other social problems, so on. 16. Correlation study. This is a study that shows the relationship between two or more variables. That is how a variable varies with another. You define correlation as the tendency for corresponding observation in two or more series to vary together from the average of their respective series. This is to have similar relative position. For example, if two tests have a high correlation, one who gets high in one test, he will also get a high score in the other. Thank you. So, here my explanation about my topic. The survey approach is a research method that gathers information from a group of people to understand their characteristics, opinions, behaviors, or experiences. It includes different types such as total population survey, sample surveys, social and school survey, market and public opinion survey, as well as short-term and long-term surveys. Survey are useful because they can show what is typical or average, allow prediction, help identify problems, and are generally easy to administer with simple instruments like questionnaires and interviews. However, survey also have disadvantages such as limited controls over variables, difficulty in identifying true causes, challenges when multiple factors influence results, and possible issues with the validity or reliability of the data gathering tools. Overall, survey are practically and flexible tools for collecting data, but they must be designed carefully to ensure accuracy and usefulness. Thank you.